Hey there guys, Pinobi here bringing you a Pokemon Narrated Wi-Fi battle. This is going to be an 5th gen battle I had against NBZ. This was quite a while ago before the RU tier came out or anything like that. And this was actually at his live stream. We were just having some fun. He asked me for a battle or I asked him for a battle. I don't remember how exactly it went down, but either way it was on the 5th generation and I didn't really have much. So I decided, fuck it, I'm going to use a 4th gen NU tier team, and this is an old version of the NU tier team that I've been working with a lot lately. Also, I have a little question for you at the bottom. What is your favorite Pokemon typing? I'm going to leave my answer at the end of the video, so be sure to stick around, and I'd really like to know. I'm kind of curious, so leave that in the comments. So let's just go ahead and get into it. Of course, I'm going to be battling against NBZ the Great. Yep. Leading with my Traffic Cop, my Beedrill. He's going to lead with his Electros, or whatever it's called. Just going to go for the U-turn because I am Scarfed, so even if he is Scarfed, I will be faster, and U-turn's going to be Stab, and it lets me get Switch Initiative. So I go into my Land Before Time thinking that he would want to go for the Volt Switch, thinking that he was leading with that sort of as a scouting maneuver himself. But we actually see here that it is Life Orb and offensive. And this is a physically defensive Meganium, not specially defensive, so even though the Flamethrower is not Stab, it's going to be inflicting a major amount of damage. So I'm just going to synthesis up knowing that I am faster because Meganium has roughly 80 base speed, maybe 81 or something like that. And Electros is very, very low, 50 or something along those lines. And yeah, he's just going to go ahead and Volt Switch out, which of course I resist even with the Stab, so it's not going to do too much damage, and he's going to go out to his Aerofoon. I'm a little worried about this Aerofoon. I'm thinking it's going to do Sub-Seed shenanigans, but instead, as I switch into my Beedrill, he's just going to go for the Switcheroo. So obviously, this is the poke that I'd like to take Switcheroo the best, so that was purely a coincidence, to be honest. So now I'm going to make a bit of a misplay. I go for the X-Scissor rather than the U-turn because I really didn't want to be stuck in on another poke. I thought that Beedrill vs Aerofoon was my best matchup, so I opted not to go for the U-turn, although really, I really could have in that scenario. I thought he was going to sub and try to like sub-para me, so that's kind of my logic for staying in. So at that point, I'm just going to fodder Beedrill because I don't want to have anything switch into this guy, and I also don't want to give him free turns to set up with Swords Dance. So that's going to be my game plan there, and I'm going to have to bring in my Koopa Troop here to set up Stealth Rocks. Also, keep in mind that since this battle was at a live stream, I don't want to make it too long. Like, neither of us do, really, so we're kind of playing a little bit offensive, a little bit fast-paced, even though this team is a little bit more defensive than I'm playing it. But regardless, I'm going to switch to Entei, thinking I can take whatever he wants to go for, and he does opt to just go for the Grass Knot, which obviously Entei can take very well, being resistant and all that kind of stuff, even with the Life Orb. So he's going to just Volt Switch out here while I opt to set up a Calm Mind, knowing that I will be faster, and after a Calm Mind I should be able to take a Volt Switch relatively well, especially factoring in the Leftovers recovery, which is going to be the case. So now I'm sitting with a +1 Entei, which is pretty nice for me. I know I can outspeed this Buffalaunt, or whatever the heck its name is, Afro Bull dude, and normally I would switch out to my Meganium in this scenario, waiting to chip that guy down to lower damage, and do an Entei sweep later. But as we discussed, I was trying to make it a little faster, be a little more offensive, and I wasn't sure if a Fire Blast at +1 could take it out or not. I've never fought against this thing before, but looking at its stats on the, looking at it on paper, it does have pretty decent defenses, so I'm not too surprised it lived that. Regardless, obvious revenge kill with Sharpedo is obvious. He doesn't have too much to switch into it. So, my screen recording skips a second there, but he makes a double switch. He brings in his dude and then switches to Electros thinking that I would switch. So, that's what happened there. Sorry for that brief jump. I don't know what went on there, but regardless, now that he brings in this dude, I know it's not a good matchup for my Sharpedo, so I am going to opt to switch out to my Land Before Time, thinking it's my best chance to whittle this guy down. I see that he does not have Leftovers recovery, meaning that I should be able to stall him out fairly effectively with Leech Seed. It turns out that he's T-Wave and Iron Head, which could definitely favor him if he gets a little bit of luck. Thankfully, there's no para and there's no flinch on that first round, which is really going to benefit me because getting that Leech Seed means that I can get him to lower health, which will definitely come in handy for later if I decide to try to take out his team with a Sharpedo sweep, which is kind of what I'm aiming for since my Entei went down. So the fact that he has Life Orb is really helping me here. I kind of think that if you're going to run T-Wave Iron Head on this particular Pokemon, or just in general, that Leftovers is probably the superior item choice. But, what do I know? So I'm just going to go for the Aromatherapy here in hopes of getting rid of my Parahacks. I could just go for the Seed Bomb, but it's resisted and I'm not offensive, so it's really better for me to have the ability to not be paralyzed when I might need it, so that I can synthesis up. So I'm going to go to my Koopa Troop, knowing that it is my physically defensive Sandslash, of course, as all Sandslash variants are. I'm expecting to live this, even though he is +2 and it's stab, just because, I don't know, Koopa Troop is a beast. He does get a critical hit. I'm not totally sure if it mattered, because he does show that he is Life Orb. So the fact that he's Life Orb could have meant that it would have been a one-hit KO. I wasn't really sure. But regardless, I'm going to bring in my Land Before Time in hopes of living a hit. Just because I know that Sharpedo is not going to be able... I felt like Sharpedo would not be able to KO it at the range that he was at. So I needed to get a little bit of damage on him first, even if it's just the Life Orb recoil. So now I bring in Sharpedo and I'm able to kill with a Crunch. I really don't know if I could have without it, because this is not an Adamant Speed Boost Sharpedo. It is a hasty, a Rough Skin set. So that's going to be the case there. So I'm going to switch into my Slow King on this guy, knowing that I do resist his stab move. I should be able to take it fairly well, and this is a physically... Actually, no, I think this Slow King is actually specially defensive, my mistake. So I'm going to make a pretty good play here and predict his switch and go back into Rocket Man, because obviously he had a super effective stab move on me and with this guy and not with his other guy. So I'm going to go for the Aqua Jet, predicting his Sucker Punch, and that was actually a really important play for me. I knew that he had T-Wave, Iron Head, wasn't sure what his other move was. Perhaps Swords Dance or something. I'm not really sure what the case was, but I was predicting the Sucker Punch there, so that really helped me out in not taking damage with Sharpedo other than my own Life Orb recoil, and is going to allow a Zen Headbutt to kill. So that's going to be the game for today. Hopefully you guys really enjoyed it. You can see my answer at the bottom there. Ground/Flying is my favorite typing. It is okay to have dual typing. Maybe I should have emphasized that. But I just really love Ground Flying. Having double immunities is really awesome. If you can predict properly, it's really amazing. He makes such a great partner with Pokemon like Mantine, who have a ×4, electric weakness. Same with a Gyarados and Gliscor combination in OU. So I really like that typing. It's just really nice. And yeah, so thank you guys for watching. Thumbs up if you enjoy. Check out NBZ. He does amazing videos, etc. Link to my opponent's channel always in the description if available. You guys know the drill. My Facebook fan page or Facebook page, or I don't really like saying the word fan, but Facebook page in general is down below if you want to come chat with me or whatever. And if you haven't seen it, I did upload a One Piece manga chapter review as well as a League of Legends commentary. So if you'd like to see those, go ahead and check them out on my channel. Just go to the Uploads tab, and you can see those available for your viewing pleasure. I do know that I work on a multitude of videos, not just Pokemon, but I try to keep it mostly Pokemon. So hopefully you guys, even if they don't like the other content, you'll still, be subscribed to my channel and enjoy. So that's about it, and I'll catch you guys later.